Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. That's tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date in yellow gold, reference 118238. This is an M series watch from 2008, and it features a spectacular gem set Meteorite dial. So this is a Day-Date 36 millimeters in diameter. It's 12.4 millimeters thick. It's 43 millimeters from lug to lug. It's 46.6 millimeters from end link to end link, and then 20 millimeters is the spacing between the lugs. The watch on my 16 centimeters circumference wrist wears like the Day-Date always has. Since it was introduced in 36 millimeters in 1956, the watch has enjoyed an illustrious clientele of the famous and occasionally infamous of the power elite. Around the world, presidents and presidents for life have worn this watch, leading to the nickname Rolex President. More on that in a moment. You can see you don't need to be a big president to wear a Day-Date. It's compact across the wrist to the point that I would recommend it for wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, so this is a unisex option. The bracelet, properly speaking, is called the President. This is the Rolex President bracelet. It has a little bit of a taper down from a conforming end link. The center links are polished. The outer faces to the links are polished, and then the shoulders of the links are satinated. You can see that there are quite a few gaps between the links to vent the wrist on a hot day. By this point, the late 2000s, we had solid end links, solid center links, and a very thick gauge single swing arm clasp with a pivoted beak and a hook system. You can see the beak and the hook, these two things snap together, so it's not a friction fit system. You do have to lift and unlock it before you pull open, so there's more security here than in the past, which is why I think this watch is quite sporty, and this bracelet is actually more desirable for sports use than the Oyster. It's stronger than the Jubilee, but it vents better than the Oyster, and with short link cross sections, it's nice and flexible like the Jubilee is. Rolling back over to the case, Rolex makes its own cases, clasps, and bracelets. It has its own foundry, so all of this gold was made by Rolex, or at least poured by Rolex. Rolex used traditionally fluted bezels to represent the presence of gold, though recently the fluted bezel has become available with platinum. It always means precious metal when you see fluting on a Rolex bezel. Don't confuse that with engine turning, fluting. We also have a twin lock crown here, 2 dots. That means a twin lock in gold. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. The dial is made of iron from a meteorite. We have these oxidized and preserved Widmanstatten patterns. Then we have yellow gold indices, hands, and Rolex crown, and the idea there being that none of these features will fade, oxidize, or tarnish over time, because even if a little bit of moisture gets in there, it cannot affect the gold. Now we have brilliant cut gems for the indices, with the exception of 6 and 9, which are baguette cut, and then we have frames for the day and the date. And we also have a hacking seconds function, which you can see stops the seconds hand for precise setting. And then we have a double quick set, so I can rapidly set the day without changing the date, and the date without changing the day. That is a double quick set Day-Date. Underneath the case back, Rolex manufactured caliber 3155, automatic winding with bidirectional winding action, 48-hour power reserve, stop seconds, double quick set, COSC certified Swiss chronometer adjusted in 5 positions. It has a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock tolerance, and it has an overcoil hairspring so that in any physical position the watch will keep optimal time. The centered mass of an overcoil means the effects of gravity on the timing of the watch, whatever position the watch is in, will be minimized. And of course, this movement, which pivots on 31 joules, beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. Reach out to me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.